Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of The Calmer Mind. Today, I would like to talk with you about the very first topic of this area of this channel, or this section of the channel. And I thought a lot about different topics, but the first topic should be dedicated to it should be dedicated to the topic of the supernatural energy of the mind. And I was thinking in the last days a lot about energy and what energies actually do within the mind, and also how they transform into physical energy, and how to just work out the best for myself, and just to make the most out of my energies. And so first of all, let me explain to you that it is absolutely important to understand that we humans are emotional beings, and there's no way around it. We're just built like that. And if you're first of all aware of that, that gives you already a lot of power, because awareness is powerful. Understanding that you're an emotional being. It depends. Sometimes it is, of course, way more important to be rational. But in this case, I think it's important to understand. Now, there are intrinsic and extrinsic emotions. So that means, where are they motivated from, or where do they actually have their root? And the feelings and emotions that are extrinsic, or created by the outside world. So that could be other people, for example. Most often it is other people that are responsible for extrinsic negative emotions. But it is also often, the root is also often intrinsic. It depends. So first of all, to understand negative emotions, it is scientifically proven that we humans tend more to actually think and ponder about the negative stuff in the world, and also negative things, way more than about positive things, because that's just how most of us are wired. It is also, I think, it is also actually taught through media, for example, let's say the news. And it is just like installed into your subconscious mind, and it is dangerous actually when you think about the subconscious mind and what really affects the subconscious mind in a negative way. Now, if you know that you have negative emotions within you, then just be aware that there's also a kind of selective mind, and this kind of selective mind then just empowers these emotions. So let's say, okay, bad case, you have negative emotions within you, and your selective mind would just choose negative bits from whatever you see or whatever you think of, how your response is. It just consumes your selective mind, all these informations, and actually these informations then just grow the emotion, in this case the negative emotion, and that just actually fuels a negative dark hole of sadness and negativity. It is important to understand that, because this kind of negative dark hole is depression, and it is, I think, a sad and dangerous place also for being. Now, just to mention some negative emotions, I think these are the main negative emotions. The first one is sadness, then there's fear, so fear of others, of your own goals, or fear of the approach of goals or things that you just want to do or have to do. Then also fear of missing out, so FOMO. And fear is also a very ego-driven emotion, to be careful of how to actually or to understand it. Now, fear itself in my opinion, or my belief, not opinion, but my strong belief, is unhealthy. It is naturally inborn in some cases, but I think that we humans should be rather replacing fear with attention, with great attention and awareness, because fear just creates like often very hectic, bad motivated choices. Let's say you fear of somebody else's opinion, and you're faking something, or faking a situation, or faking just something to just fit into their in your projected, or into their own projection. So what you think of, what would they think about you, just to make it right for their thought or for their own being, just to fit into their like state. It is totally stupid. And so fear of other people or other people's opinion that can be transferred to your workplace or whatever you do. It is very important to be very open and straightforward, and yeah, I think to let go of fear and to just get more the approach towards being aware and attentive is very important and powerful. Now, the next very sad or very powerful negative emotion is hate. It is also motivated. Often, a lot of negative emotions, by the way, are motivated by the negative emotion fear. So hate is motivated also often by fear, but it depends. Hate so is one. Envy and jealousy, which is also ego-driven emotion, is also a very bad one. Then loneliness is also a sad one. Anger and rage, disgust, guilt, boredom, comparison. So when you compare yourself to other people, I think a lot of people from the sports world, or also in very highly competitive industries, have to deal with this kind of emotion a lot in their life and in their career and in whatever situations. But people in general, also in the time of social media right now, and there are a lot of people that deal with comparison. Am I good enough? Fuck all that. You are individual that is powerful, and you don't need other people to praise you or actually give you proof that you are worthy. Just knowing that you don't need to compare yourself to nobody else is powerful, because comparison just makes you feel like unworthy somehow. I think comparison can be very dangerous. Now, frustration is the next one. Then there's shame, frustration, shame. So why should you be ashamed of? I think if you're honest, upright, powerful, just a truthful person. Then embarrassment, which is also connected very much to shame, is actually also, a very powerful negative emotion that people are often scared of. I think it is also very much connected to fear. If they think, okay, I'm embarrassed right now for I don't know what, but like I said, if you're an upright, honest person, and you know that what you do or whatever it is you, it is your true self. You don't need to be embarrassed. You don't need to have any shame. It depends on the situation, but it is just a negative emotion in this situation right now that I'm talking about. But that's what I'm just saying. So then apathy, so being divided, is also very ego-driven. Then there's disappointment and resentment. Very sad. Then grief, greed, negative aggression. So in my opinion, there is a positive aggression, how to approach things. It is more like the kind of strong, motivated aggression, I would say. But like the negative aggression that is filled with rage and hate and all that, there's a negative emotion. And then the emotion of failure, which is also very sad and negative, because failures should actually lead to greater outcomes and bigger wins. Like the most successful people that ever lived on the planet were big failure often. And at the beginning, and then they just worked out a lot of things and they became great successes because they learned with step by step on the way. Now the next one is regret. To regret something, I think is also a very fear-based emotion. And doubt, so is a very ego-driven emotion. To doubt someone or something, um, it is it is just a negative emotion. Then pride is also very much ego-driven, also negative. Doubtful, so being doubtful, like this kind of doubtful curiosity, which is another kind of doubt. Just always being curious about something in a negative way, not in a positive way, like to try and approach something, but trying to um, trying to point a finger at someone for something or something like that. That's very negative. So it is very powerful to first of all understand that and to be aware of all these emotions, that they are there and they exist. And all these emotions actually lead to no self-honest confidence. Let me say that again. No honest self-confidence. So that means people have self-confidence. There are people like with real self-confidence, in my opinion, and there are people that always have to prove stuff, and inside themselves they have a very insecure pattern that is not like real self-confidence but like fake self-confidence, because they always had to prove something to other people, and they were always driven by this fear of missing out, or fear of other people's opinion, or fear of this or that. They couldn't just leave it all behind somehow. And I think, without pointing finger, that this is a dangerous outcome of this negative mind pattern. Now, no honest self-confidence then leads to self-criticism, right, inwards, which leads to self-hate in a certain point, and that then leads to pain in a mental or then also in a physical form. So it is scientifically also proven that the mental pain can also transform into physical pain. There are a lot of things going on in this in our beings. I'm not talking for myself right now, but I'm talking out of what I noticed and what I found out. So so this pain itself then also goes way deeper into ultimate fakeness. So people get like faking stuff, and they'll become deceiving. And those people also sometimes have character traits like narcissism. So you see narcissistic character traits, how they manipulate people just to actually make the fakeness that they created look right. So yeah, and lies also, a lot of lies. That's also one point, to what all these negative emotions actually lead. Lies to themselves or lies to others. And lies are not good. Lies are really bad, because it's just not fueling in a positive way, and nobody actually at the end of the day wins, because honesty, I think, is the the great rule. Now, anyway, let's talk about the positive emotions. Positive emotions, the most powerful one that I wrote down is love. And after love, I would say the most powerful one, or with love, is gratitude. So just being grateful for that we're alive right now, just being grateful that we're breathing, just being grateful for all the things that we actually have, for all the opportunities that we have, for all the family that we have, all the people that show us love, all the people that are nice to us, all the people that appreciate us. Just for all the good people, and from all the negativity, I think we often learn lessons. So even there is something within that. So gratitude is very powerful. So love, gratitude, then happiness. Yeah. So I think love and gratitude also fuel a lot of other positive emotions. So happiness will be the next one that is, I think, also created from love, and gratitude. When you just think about that, you directly get happy when you think about all the great things. Then joy is the next one. Serenity is one. Honesty is another one. Harmony is one. Harmony is for me personally very important. That things just work out without stressful interference, and I think this is very important for me. I love music, so harmony also plays a part in that. Yeah, and then being respectful is very important to me. So it is also a positive emotion to show other people respect in a supportive way. Show them support in a respectful way, or actually to be respectful and supportive. And also then the next one would be also showing like yourself, like this kind of self-development. So emotion of self-love is very powerful, right? Or actually self-love is an outcome of love itself. So curiosity in a term in terms of trying to just be curious. How can I reach this next step, or how can I become better at this, or how can I just improve, or how can I help other people to improve? Whatever it is, just being curious about greatness is important, which is also a positive emotion. Now, hope is another very powerful emotion. Peace is a very powerful other emotion, and bliss is a very, very powerful other emotion. Just being in the state of bliss mentally and then physically is, in my opinion, very powerful. Now, all these positive emotions result in living self-confident, living self-loving, and living self-aware. Then also living happy, living righteous towards yourself and other people, living honest is always towards yourself and other people, living loyal, living fair, living strong, living respectful, living ambitious, and living vision, living passion, living love, living caretaking, living brave, living hopeful, and living faithful. So that are all the positive emotions for now. And there's going to be a task, but first of all, I want to talk about a very important topic in this video, and the topic itself is the next point of the video. It is called molding negative energy into positive energy. So that's a very powerful one, because oftentimes we are just I would say beaten with negative energy in this world. If it is news, or if it is not only the news, then it is other people or whatever it is. Our subconscious mind or our conscious mind often gets big hits from negative energy, and it is powerful to know how to treat and defend yourself against that, because otherwise you're just going to be a sucked out being from all your positivity and all your powers. And it is sad, I think, and it is really important and powerful to know how to actually treat yourself against all this negative and darkness, I would say, in this world. All this negativity and darkness, yeah. So when people are confronting us with negative energy. Now, recently I was talking to my brother, and he was just asking me, what if somebody would shout at you? What is your first response? Or what is actually most people's response? Clear result, they would shout back. So just knowing that, it is very natural for us people actually to try and defend ourselves in the first place, and it is not often right how confrontations actually develop. And it is good to know how to get into control over yourself, first of all, and how to deal with situations. This is what I think is really important. Now, I just wrote down some points to guide through a confrontation, how to mold negative energy into positive energy. So the first point would be to breathe through and distinguish, first of all, should I take this issue personal or not personal? So that's very powerful. Knowing, is it really personal or not personal, like towards me? Then the next point is making a strong choice of situation security. Now, there are people that have just a little bit more temper, natural inborn temper, and there are some people that are just from naturally more calm. So just making a very aware and wise choice to save the situation, or I call it choice of situation security before the bomb explodes. So first is you have the choice of A, to distance yourself, or B, to confront, or first of all listen and then confront the situation. The third point then is to analyze, calm what went wrong in this given situation, and then, but that's all what's happening mental, right? And after that, and point 4 would be envisioning the issue resolved and having faith that the outcome is going to be for my best interest, or for my best at the end. Just, it's not just my best interest, but it is for the best for both parties at the end. Now, envisioning the issue resolved and having faith that the outcome is going to be for my best. So knowing that the outcome is going to be for my best is very powerful, because in this point we're envisioning something, and the power of envisioning is very powerful if you want to actually get in control of your mind and also get in control of your being. It helped me, and it will for sure also help you. And I heard it from some people, and I think it is really powerful, and I can see people thrive in it. Now, the next point 5, is to not give a quick and aggressive response. So let's say somebody did shout at you and it really pisses you off, or whatever it is, would you shout back? So just being in control, knowing, okay, I shouldn't now give a quick aggressive response, shout back, beat that person, whatever it is. Just knowing that when I made my choice, so before the bomb explodes, I rather distance myself, or I listen and confront. So when I then decide to listen and confront, I have to know that I have to take my time to solve this issue. So that means I don't need to directly bulk or quickly aggressively shout. I know there's time to talk the things through. The last point then is the end part, where actually the issue is going to be clarified in a conversation. So also very normal, clear, face-to-face, sit-down conversation, maybe with something to drink, where the issue is going to be talked through and resolved. Sometimes it's even good to take notes, just to know that things don't happen again. Now, part number 3 of this video is going to be to know how to deal with all negative energy that has already affected you. Like me, I'm learning through the process. I'm just sharing what I learned, but I'm also learning constantly and on a daily basis. And meditation plays a very important, big role for me. And I developed this paper pen task. And the first point would be that you take a sheet of paper and write down all internal negative and positive emotions. So on the left side, you would write down all the negative emotions. And on the right side, you would write down all the positive emotions. So the sheet would at the end look like this. Let's say, this is just an example, it doesn't stand for me. But on the left side, I wrote down for the negative ones, anger, fear, and pain. And for the positive emotions, I wrote down the direct opposite, which is joy, confidence, and health, right? So joy, confidence, and health. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the negative side. We're not running from it, because when we write them down, the negative ones, we have to first of all internally analyze where these emotions are coming from. Like really honestly rooting out where does these emotions come from, where are they connected to, and why do I feel like that. Then it is already understood. Then we're going to close up the negative side now, so we only have the positive side in front of us, and we're going to write down each positive emotion. So let's say I have 3 here, but you could have up to 10 or even more, depends on what you just wrote down. And you might ask yourself, hey, why am I writing down positive emotions? I feel bad right now. It is not for that case. It is just, you should write down how you want to feel, or what state you would like to be in this specific moment. What positive state would you like to be in? What positive emotions would you like to feel? Just write all of them down and then repeat them for at least 7 times. It is scientifically also proven that when you repeat something over and over again at least 7 times, that your mind is attracting these things somehow. It's kind of magic, but it's crazy. It is kind of magic. There's no but to it. It is just like really powerful. And yeah, the mind somehow, because the mind is we have a very powerful mind that works on repetition. And this is just like a skill to learn. This is also repeating something. It's like a skill to learn. And when you repeat these words, they become inborn. So you cultivate a positive, powerful mind. And that is what the Karma Mind is about, right? So you just write down all these positive emotions. You write them down, speak them loud out 7 times. Best would be when you do this kind of exercise in a quiet place, where you have no distraction from family members or friends or kids that are running around or something like that. Just repeat it. And then the next step would be to actually get into a quiet place. You can do this exercise inside the house or also outside, but you need a quiet place, at least mentally. So that means when people are running around or the house is noisy, you're not allowed to go out or whatever it is, then you need your headphones and you need to listen to some meditative music that I'm going to link at the end of the video, so that you just have the opportunity or the option actually to just switch off, and yeah, to just switch off and repeat, do these positive affirmations. Because now, after you're in the quiet, right, with the meditative music or without it, it doesn't matter, but you're in the quiet, then you just sit or lay down. And as you do this meditation, this 15-minute meditation, what you're going to do is you are going to envision yourself mentally thriving within these emotions. And you're going to repeat them mentally at least 7 times again, each one, with starting with the words I am. And then you say, I am joyful, because I wrote here down joyful. So if it would be your case where you say, I want to feel joyful, yeah, you say, I am joyful. You say it 7 times in your mind. You don't need to speak it out. You just say, I am joyful, closed eyes. I am joyful, I am joyful, I am joyful, I am joyful. And then you go to the next one. I am confident, I am, or say, I am self-confident. Doesn't matter. I am confident, I am confident, I am confident. I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. You don't need to say, I am not that, but say, I am that. Because trying to deny something, and you just give the negativity power while just announcing it somehow. So just say what you would like, yeah? Say, I am powerful, whatever it is that you envision. Now, when you do this, just know that envisioning is very powerful. It is a great skill that leads to massive success, and it leads to a lot of inner peace. And success is defined by every person in a different way. Some people, need a lot of money. It is, of course, a result. What I think is a good result to is it not the result itself, but it is good to see results from hard work and great effort. But whatever you wish for, or whatever actually gives you peace in your mind, in this case in a positive sense, is then I think well deserved. Now, when you say I am, just make sure that you breathe calm. Also very important to breathe calm while you meditate, and to breathe very slow. Don't be hectic or something like that. And yeah, when you finish with this meditation, just know that you are, that you just meditated, that you meditated on it, that you're working on it. And whenever you get into a confrontational situation, know that you're working on yourself, that you're doing these things, and before you actually know, you will become calmer than calm, and you will master yourself. You will feel changed, and you will feel really good. Now, it can happen that you, of course, get emotional or angry or whatever. It is totally normal. Happens to me, normal. But I know where to root myself, and I have this task, and I know how to get through negativity. And this is very powerful. How to get through negativity situations that we can't not control. There are often situations that we don't have any influence on. We're limited, and you are for sure limited. We're all somehow limited to some extent. Only God is not. That's what I believe. And I think whatever we only have control about is powerful to, first of all, recognize that, and to make the most out of that. And whatever we don't have control about, we just have to somehow let go, because we cannot force something that we do not have control about to change if it itself does not actually accept, your support or whatever it is. Now, with all that being said, I hope I could help you very much with this video, and I hope that you're going to make the most out of your own supernatural, powerful mind. And I hope that you just know that you have a lot of energy within you. So until soon, I wish you all the best, and a lot of power, a lot of joy, and all the great what you envision. And thanks for now, and until soon. From the Calmer Mind, all the best. Bye bye. Ciao.